Mister. So those points will help you to understand the Nirvana. So I'll come to that later on. Yeah? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As I mentioned in the morning that this book, Dalal al-Nizam, like many books of Mawla Farahi, it is not a proper book. It's just his thoughts and ideas about the Nizam, which he has put them together. Many parts are only one important point that people need to think and understand. When you think, when you use your mind, you can bring many those points of the Quran which are hidden. Which actually I summarize in a simple way. The realities in this world are two types. One realities are the created one, as created, and one is also command. Allah's command for reality, like command for the prayer, command the fast. This one type of reality where you can see very clearly command, you can see the real thing. But second reality is the connection or relation between realities. That's what people need to understand. That Mawla Farah will bring many examples. The Quran puts two things together, but how they connected, that Quran does not mention. That connection you have to think and understand. For example, Quran will say, in this thing there is a sign for those who do sabr and for those who do shukr. What are the signs the Quran does not mention? Those signs you have to understand. You have to bring it out. How it is related to the sabr, you have to understand. How it is related to the shukr, you have to know this. Is it clear? So generally people only know two types of reality. People who are concerned about the science and study of the universe, the reality they know is what is created. People who are concerned about the laws, they only know the realities which are commanded. Like Allah says, command of prayer, divorce, fasting, this and that, they know. Which is much deeper than that, which connects all the reality, which brings more beauty. That is the reality of interrelation between realities are connected to each other. And what a major thing which can make them one group. When you group the people, group the teaching, like for example, how do group, they make a teachings of Islam in many groups. Put under the category of Kitab al-Tahara, the category of Kitab al-Salah, prayer, some under the divorce, some under something else. How you group many things. Clear? So when you say Kitab al-Tahara, there are many points which put them to like ghusl, cleaning the impurity. You put them one chapter connection. So whenever you see reality, whether in commands, whether in creation, most look at what they see. They don't make effort to find a connection between these realities, and also they don't want to make effort. What is the which connects different realities together? They don't make. So, for example, what makes ghusl and wudu, what is actually common point between both of them, or central point between both of them? That word thinking is used mostly. And does not mention these connections. Say there are many signs in this matter. Ayat. What you understand? But what you need to think and understand, Quran never mentioned that. That you have to find out. Is it clear? Tomorrow Farahi will mention this book many of these points and he'll bring many examples which help you to understand the relation between realities very clearly. And I mentioned to you, not knowing the relation. For example, if you don't know a relation between a man and a woman, she's a wife and his husband. then you really don't understand their behavior. You never can know. Once you know, then many methods that they do, it becomes clear to you. Like the Prophet ﷺ in the night, his wife, Safi, yeah, she came to see him in the mosque, he was doing i'tikaf. And then when she wanted to leave, he came with her. He can't go outside anyway because he's in the i'tikaf. When he came, there are few people passing by. To them, listen, this is my wife, Safiya. Why he need to make it clear? This thing, his wife is not there. What people can see only two things: one man and one woman. The relation between these two them, team, it is to be understood. Is it clear? Relation. Then okay. Prophet's wife kept to seeing him, and then he is coming to help, to see her up. That's all. But if you don't know relation, any woman, it will create problem. People. The reality connection of the reality, they are always hidden. You need to bring them out. You need to understand them. You need to make effort for it. And not understanding really makes always problem. I remember a story that one of the greatest hadith scholars in India, Maulana Habib Rahman Khazmi, Maulana Habib Rahman Azmi. Habib Rahman Azmi Rahmatullah. I met him, but I did not get ijazah from him. Maulana Jauddin Azmi, he is a student of Maulana Habib Rahman Azmi. So my teacher was with him in Beirut, working on to edit one of her hadith work. So my teacher mentioned to us in this story in the classroom that once we were there, once Sheikh Albani, rahimahullah, he came there, and many of his followers, they were in the same mosque. They can also see him, and there were Zohar prayer. So we did Zohar prayer. Then after that, Sheikh Albani had to do Asr prayer. So he led Asr prayer, and many of the followers of Sheikh Albani who were from the same town, from Damascus, him. So when we came home, then my teacher said, see, these people, our hadith, they don't actually follow any religion, they don't have anything. Sheikh Albani, we can understand he's a traveler. He kind of combine between two prayers. But these people, they live in Damascus. They are from here, they are not travelers. So why they combine between two prayers? It means simply they follow blindly, they don't think, something like that, criticize very heavily. My teacher said, I was thinking, these people are very fast people, why they do this, something like that? So let me ask him. He said, I asked him that Sheikh Albani, did ask a prayer in the time of Zohar because he's a traveler, but why you people do this? He said, no, we didn't do, but we just, because he was praying our answer, so we just pray a sunnah behind him. We can touch sunnah, you see. Once you know this thing, all things become clear. But when you don't know what you see, they're praying with him. That's what I want to say really, that when you see different realities in the Quran, you get some point, but you miss many, many points. The interrelation and connection, they help you to understand the bigger picture. And many, many meanings which are hidden. Most people don't make effort to understand. Like for example, Surah Araf, in the story of Musa al-Islam, and he mentioned that a prophet will come, messenger will come. Many qualities of messenger are mentioned, but there are many things in that quality, within the quality, which nothing to do with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then again qualities come. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his quality, something else, their quality, something else. If you don't know why they are mentioned, you think, this book has no system. If Allah wanted to mention the quality of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he should mention that, then something else, but what something in middle. But if you look in detail, you can find what is mentioned. There is something else. Because when those qualities mentioned, some other point are read in the mind of the people. Then they need to be answered. So Quran answering those points, then coming to the main point. Like a teacher, I teach you something. So I got very clear in my mind, I want to go to teach. But within the teaching, there is some points which are not connected. Because I think some doubts can come to your mind. I want to remove those doubts. So once you understand how to relate to my argument, it will help you. So many things that in this book, Maulana Farhad discusses that thing. That when you read the Quran, be alert. It will help you to understand the nizam of the Quran. I just mentioned in the lunch time. For example, if I go to a place and I see there a toilet outside, what I say a toilet has a purpose, you can use it, and I just want to use it. No. But if I'm a clever person, I should raise question that, okay, what I see the toilet, what is the relation of this toilet with this building? Then I found, this toilet belongs to this building. It is made for the use of the people who work here. then I'll be careful. Then I'm not going to use like any toilet. It is basically part of the building. But if I don't think and I treat like any other place, it will be trouble for me. It happens very often. Once I was driving the car to London, the traffic light, the cars are in the queue. But I didn't think. I was thinking they just parking on the left side, and people who I was just want to. When I went a little bit far away further, then cars are coming from opposite. Basically, if you want one you go. There's no other way, and other cars are waiting for the red light to go green. So then, anyway, they gave me where some. Then I realized that one has to think. What I'm seeing is the car are parked there. What I don't read actually is they are parked for a purpose which I must understand. If I don't understand, it will be trouble for me. I should also stand behind them. But this thing I should stand behind them that I did not read. What I'm reading is something I'm reading just cars are parked. I don't read that message for me. This is what people keep missing in their life all the time with the messengers, with the prophets, with the Quran. That's what Mawlana Farhi wants to collect you. That when you read reality, don't read them simply as they are. Get a bigger picture, get the connection, relation. Bigger picture helps. When you understand bigger picture, what happens if you know really? In Islam, justice is very important. Then you read a detail of law in Islam where you see there's no justice. So you have to find out how it's possible. Is it maybe a misunderstanding of a jurist? Or it is really from Allah? If it is from Allah, then you have to think really, then I should go deeper because Allah cannot contradict himself. If he commands to be justice and then he did something, injustice, how is it possible? Let me think deeply. When you think deeply, then you understand. When you don't think, then you say, well, no, it's not like that, it is religion, you can't, you have to obey Allah, this thing, and you have to, it doesn't make all those things. People never happy. You have to go deeper, think properly. For example, Quran is a book of fairness, no doubt, fairness to everybody, especially Surah An-Nisa, fairness to the women and weak people. In the same surah you find the Quran allows men to get 4 wives. Now, many people think Allah said it must be right, we should, but no, Allah said these details, they make a sense. In the surah where Quran actually starts people from oppressed women must make sense. If you think deeper, you can understand what is happening. Then men and women both happy. They both understand really it is not to wrong anybody, it's helping both of them. It's helping the men and women. You understand? But when you don't think, you do this, but you are never convinced, you don't have Iman properly, your Iman never grows. And Iman is thinking. Is it clear to everybody? So Mawlana Farhi, the more emphasis on this book is on that aspect. He will give many examples. And one of them is sabr and shukr, because sabr and shukr is the thing which are repeated in the Quran so many times. And many details of Islamic law that are connected either with sabr or either with the shukr, or maybe with both of them. If you don't understand the relation, you don't understand why they're mentioned together. Why sometimes, many times, salah and zakat both are mentioned together. People don't understand. If you don't know what that I'm going to read from him detail. But before that, because I don't want to miss this point, how Mawlana Farhi divides any chapter. The main thing that he looks at, that I want to, because when he wants to understand the nazm, he divides the details of every surah in different parts. Some are important parts, not detailed one. First one of them is what he calls al-amud. Al-amud. If you write, I can write in Arabic, then I explain in English, so it's easier for to understand. So Mawafrahi divides in every surah or groups of surah. Sometimes actually he makes one surah as independent. So that's one way of it. So each surah has got all these 4 points. He has another division as well. Groups of surah. So few surahs make one group. So he has two different opinions. One is all the Quran divides into 7 groups, or sometimes maybe 9 groups. So each group has got also all these 4 points. So in every surah, a group of these 4 points. First point is that you need to understand al-amud. Al-amud. Amud means like Arab people when they used to have tent outside. So there used to be one central pillar on which the tent stands. Then other pillars, small pillars are everywhere, but the one is the main one, amud, central one. They call amud. Sometimes people call al-amud, but amud is better. Amud means central point, meaning that meaning which connects all the details of the surah to itself. The main common point connecting all the commands and all the details of the surah. Is it clear? Central theme, because the central theme of a surah. What is central to a surah, a group, that is called al-amud. Like when you write a thesis. So there is the one central point that you want to prove. Then each discussion, each chapter must be connected to that main point. Is it clear? That's al-amud. So for every surah, there is al-amud that we need to know. Whether Fatiha, Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah Al-Imran, Surah Al-Nisa, all these surahs, they have got a central theme and all the details are connected to that central theme. Amud means central theme. Then second point is at-tamheed, paving the way, meaning to pave something, to make it. What tamheed means, when you are coming to the main points, before that you have some starting points. Starting points like your entrance into the main discussion. These starting points, they are not very directly related, but once you understand them, they will help you to the main points. They're called tamheed. Tamheed is basically the starting point of any book or any chapter or any group. Like the Quran sometimes starts like Alhamdulillah alladhi anzala ala al-kitab. Sometimes tilka ayatul kitab al-hakim. These verses are from Hakim and this. So sometimes, like a Surah Yusuf, before starting the story of Islam, the few verses about the Quran, about the story, so these are tamheed. The tamheed means those points which you mentioned in the beginning. They are your way to the main points. The starting points. Tamheed is starting point in any chapter. Not every chapter has starting point. More I will discuss with that, but that's tamheed. The manhaj, meaning is the whole structure, meaning is how all the major themes are put, how the discussions are there, how arguments are put. That's the manhaj of the surah, main body. That's called the manhaj. And then al-khatima, conclusion, the last, the ending point. Is it clear? So, manhaj means the main structure of the surah, meaning when Quran moves from one point to other point, third point, argument, discussion, question is raised, answer is a question, it all comes under the manhaj. So it means, details, you can say details of the arguments which connect to the central point. This manhaj will have many things. For example, sometimes there will be ta'aleel. Ta'aleel means the question came to answer the question, or it could be to make a point, to prove something. So something like a ta'aleel. So Quran keeps mentioning ta'aleel. Ta'aleel means reasoning. So reasoning will keep coming. So sometimes things are not very clear. Quran makes reasoning. Sometimes a question can come. Quran wants to remove that doubt from your mind. That ta'aleel. Sometimes manhaj also got tafri'ah. Tafri'ah means more branch. So main point is very clear, but the Quran has a few more details as well because they need, especially when it comes from the laws, women's right, divorce and marriage. Many small points keep coming. They come from the that tafri'ah. Tafri'ah is from far'a. Far'a means branch. Tafri'ah. Sometimes also when Quran mentions many big points, then after that big point, when Quran mentions the minor points, tafri' furu branches, then Quran mentions a big point, ta'asir, which can connect many of these small points. Quran mentioned asl in usul, fundamental one. Then sometimes Quran mentions tamthil. Tamthil means, the point is not very clear. Examples, story. So tamthil basically are like examples. Because when example comes, then points become much more clearer. And many are both. Sometimes also, bring the opposite. So Quran mentioned, the consequences of the people who deny Allah. They go to hellfire. Then Quran also mentions end of the people who believe in Allah. So when you see the both pictures, then points become much more clear to you. So that actually to explain something by mentioning its opposite. That also keep coming very often in Quran keeps mentioning shirk comes, iman comes, zina comes, marriage comes, all those things keep coming. So mentioning, explaining some point by mentioning its opposite. Tamthil. No. Tamthil means tamthil. No.
Is there a term for the opposite?
Yeah, it's a iradul muqabil wa dhid. The opposite and muqabil. When they are not contradicting, but they are muqabil. Sometimes Quran also mentions warning or promise, or sometimes Quran praises someone or criticize someone. So that those points also can help you to understand. So these things are very often there in the Quran. Is it clear? But main point of these things you remember for because details one you can understand. So the first major thing is for Nizam the Quran to understand is Amud, the central theme of every surah. Then you look at what is the starting point, how the Quran starts this surah. Then the main structure, main body of the surah. Then the conclusion, the ending point, how it ends. And very often there is relation between the beginning and between the end. Like Surah Al-Mu'minun. Mentioned, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Mu'minun are successful. At the end of the surah, Al-Mu'minun, Quran says, إِنَّهُ لَا يُفْلِحُ الْكَافِرُونَ. Or mushrik or something like that. Those who do shirk, they are not successful. So you see, opposite of that comes the beginning and the end. Sometimes they have a very much similarity. In between, the main structure has got some of these details, story, examples, mention the opposite that keep coming. And then I'll come. Yeah, Mullah mentions that understanding the Amud, the central point of the Quran, is very difficult. It takes a lot of time. You have to think more and more deeper. That maybe I read later. But I just want to mention how he mentions it. Mullah Farah's opinion is the first thing is Amud of every surah. Yeah. Okay. So I mentioned actually, as he mentions the Amud of each surah. Afrai has divided the Quran into many groups. His idea about the group is that Quran started being revealed in Makkah and ended in Medina. Makkan surahs, they are the usul. They are the fundamental teaching of the Quran. Medina surahs, the details of those main points. Makkan surahs are what? The real Islam, the real Iman, the main focus. Medina surahs are just details like laws and all those details. Each group, when you start a group of many groups, each group starts with one or more than one Makkan surahs and ends with one or more than one Medina surah. So one group, each group will be beginning will be Makkah and end will be Medina surah. So when it start, it could be more than one Makkan surah. So each group will have one or more than one Makkan surah, and each group will have end with one or more than one Madinan surah. Is it clear? This is how it went in the groups. Now, for example, first group. First group starts from Surah Al-Fatiha and ends with Surah Al-Ma'idah. That is the first group. In this first group, you can see Fatiha is Makkan, and then the other four, they are Madina. Fine? Starting with Makkan Surah, one Makkan Surah, or ending with Madina Surah. So this is the one group. From Fatiha to Al-Ma'idah. Then after that, second group start with Al-An'am and ends with Al-Bara, At-Tawbah. Second group. Starting with Al-An'am and ending with Al-Bara'a. Four surahs. In these four surahs, the first two are Makkan surah. An'am and Araf are Makkan. And Anfal and Bara'a, they are Madina surahs. Then after that, third group start from Surah Yunus to Surah Al-Hajj. That third group. From Surah Yunus to Surah Al-Hajj. In this one, Surah Yunus and to Surah Al-Anbiya, all of them are Makkan. Which Mawla Farahib refers, there is different opinion, is Medina. So starting again with the Makkan Surah and ending with Medina. All of them are Makkan from beginning, and the last one is Medina. Is it clear? From Surah Yunus to Surah Al-Hajj. That is the third group. Fourth group is Surah Al-Mu'minun and Surah Al-Nur. Just two surahs. Fourth group. Surah Al-Mu'minun and Surah Al-Nur. Surah Al-Mu'minun is Makkan and Medina. Then fifth group is from Surah Al-Furqan to Surah Alif Lam Mim As-Sajda. From Al-Furqan to Alif Lam Mim As-Sajda. In this group, 8 surahs in the beginning, they are Makkan, and the last one Ahzab to Medina. Again starting Makkan and ending Medina. Is it clear? From Surah Furqan to Alif Lam Mim As-Sajda. To Surah Al-Furqan, no, from Surah Al-Furqan to Surah Al-Ahzab. From Surah Al-Furqan to Surah Al-Ahzab. The fifth group is from Surah Al-Furqan to Surah Al-Ahzab. All the beginning surahs, they are Makkan, except last one Surah Ahzab, that is Medina. Is it clear? Sixth group is from Surah Saba to Surah Hujurat. From Surah Saba to Surah Al-Hujurat. The beginning one, from Surah Saba to Ahqaf, 13 surahs, they are Makkan. From Surah Saba to Ahqaf, 13 are Makkan, and last 3 one, from Muhammad to Hujurat, they are Medina. Is it clear? Now, seventh group is from Surah Qaf to Surah Waqi'ah. No, from Surah Qaf to Surah Al-Tahrim. From Surah Qaf to Surah Al-Tahrim. The seventh group. In this group, from Surah Qaf to Surah Waqi'ah, 7 surahs are Makkan. Qaf to Waqi'ah are Makkan, and from Surah Hadid to Surah Al-Tahrim, 10 surahs are Medina. Is it clear? That is the seventh group. Eighth group is from Surah Al-Mulk to Suratul Lahab.
Surah?
Suratul Lahab.
Lahab.
Suratul Mulk to Suratul Lahab. So from Suratul Mulk to Suratul Khalas, Makkan Surah, and last few surahs, they're Medina. There's some difference of opinion in this matter. This eighth. Ninth one is last two surahs, Mu'awwadatain, which are like Khatima of the Quran, end of the Quran. So this is how we made ninth. But actually now, for high school, basically follows the seven groups. The Quran Sab'am al-Masani, the Quran Azim. Actually, it just make more sense. Seven. But this is what Mawla Farahai in the beginning. I want to teach you what Mawla Farahai is saying. Now see the central theme of each surah. The first one is Surah Al-Fatiha. Surah Al-Fatiha is it's like a proper, complete preface, introduction of the Quran. Muqaddimah Jami'ah, which actually contains all the teachings of the Quran in very condensed words. So that's the Muqaddimah. The Muqaddimah of the Quran, which contains all the teachings of the Quran properly. That's why it is repeated all the time. Surah Al-Fatiha. So Surah Al-Fatiha is the Muqaddimah of the Quran. It is summary of all the teachings of the Quran. Now Surah Al-Baqarah is Surah of Al-Iman Al-Matlub. The Iman which is required, not any Iman. The one, the Iman, the true Iman, the real Iman. Al-Iman Al-Matlub. Suratul Iman Al-Matlub. The Surah of the Iman which is required from the people, which people must do. And that basically is the Iman, belief in the prophethood of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That's why the arguments for that have been put in this surah more clearly. That is, the people must believe in the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as the messenger. So it is surah of Iman, but with this part, emphasis is what? Iman on the prophethood of the Prophet Muhammad. That's what you can see, the Ibrahim as dua comes and all the point comes, they're connected to that. Second, third surah is Al Imran. Al Imran, the Katu Monafara is Surah of Islam. Surah to Islam. What it means is obedience of the Prophet. The first one was Baqarah was believe in the Prophet, and Surah Al Imran is obey the Prophet, listen to him, follow him. If he is the Prophet, we must obey him, we must listen to him. So that is Surah Al Imran. So you can see really, Baqarah and Al Imran both are connected. Iman is inside, and Islam is basically outcome of Iman. When Iman comes, surrender comes, submission comes. When submission comes, you need detailed command, you need prayer, you need fasting, you need zakat. So Iman Islam. The first one is Iman bi Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and second one is Al Islamu lil Nabi, submission to the Prophet, obedience of the Prophet. You must listen to him. The fourth one is Surah Al-Nisa. Surah Al-Nisa is a support of Surah Al Imran. It's not independent. Surah Al-Nisa is what? Support of Surah Al Imran. It's not independent. It basically wants to make one point that the Sharia, the details of the Sharia, which are message Surah Al Imran, they are a mercy for the people. So Surah Al-Nisa has come to emphasize and explain detail the mercy from Allah on the people. That's why the nation is weak people, orphans, women, their rights. To make clear, the Sharia must have mercy on the people. Sharia can't be, and this is the point missing from our, like when people look in Islamic finance, this point they keep missing. If you say something Islamic, you should think really what it means. It means it must be mercy for the people, and weak people must get fair treatment. Islamic laws cannot be unfair to the weak people. It's impossible. But Islamic finance is unfair to the weak people. Islamic finance only helps capitalists. People are rich. Islamic finance, modern Islamic finance, never helps weak people. That you can see Islamic banking never can be active in the poor places or in rich places. Islamic banking only can work in a rich place, never in a poor place. Okay, it does not consider that. It that from very beginning it tells you Islamic finance is not Islamic. It is basically just branch of Western capitalist idea of finance, nothing else. Because Islamic Surah Nisa makes very clear that consideration always must be in the law for the weak people, not for the strong people, all the time. Laws should tend to be more mercy, more fairness, more defend, more respect for the weak people. That was Surah Nisa emphasized so much on the rights of the orphans and the women, because they are the one who are neglected in the society. Is it clear? So Surah Nisa is just support of Surah Islam. Islam is Al Imran. So that surah is supported in Surah Nisa. That is Shari. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands something and you have to obey, it always must be fair, it must be mercy for the people. The one who made the law is not unfair to the people, he's not a wrongdoer, he's a Rahman. Is it clear to everybody? The fifth one is Surah Al-Uqud, means Surah Al-Ma'idah. Surah Al-Ma'idah is the surah of the contract. Meaning is a mercy, but at the same time, it is a contract between people and between their Lord. It is basically a contract. It's a covenant. It's a covenant between you and your Lord. That was Surah Al-Ma'idah, mentions all the covenant. The beginning of the covenant, the middle of the covenant, end of the covenant, it mentioned. So see how complete it is, nicely. So you come to the Fatiha, beginning of the Quran entering. Then Iman, especially Iman in the prophethood of the Prophet ﷺ, then Islam, and especially obedience to the Prophet ﷺ. Then our next point is that whatever Allah commands, it must be good to the people. It must be mercy. Allah never wants to punish anybody. He does not enjoy people's problem. His commands must be mercy for the people, fairness to the people. That point has been emphasized in Surah Nisa. And the last surah in this group is Surah Al-Ma'idah, that makes very clear Allah respects human being. He makes his religion as a covenant between him and the people. If people obey him, they get success, they get paradise. Be respect. It's not just forcing people. People basically have made a comment, oh my God, we will obey you. It is people's willingness. It's not just imposing upon the people. People willingly want to do that. People have entered into a covenant. It's not Allah sort of force them. No, he explained to them, and they said, no, this we understand. We want to enter into a covenant with you. We listen to you, and you reward us like that. Is it clear? So that is first group. Then the Surah Al-An'am comes, which is this point. موقع الأحكام من عهد التوحيد. So this surah is that how the commands, what a position of the command in relation to worshipping Allah alone. No shirk. All the commands, everything, basically how to just obey, to come to Allah. Shirk basically makes ahkam disconnected. So all the commands that Allah commands you, they're connected to your worship to Allah alone. If people make more than one God or something like that, then these commands have no sense. These commands only have sense because they are connected with Tawheed. Without Tawheed, if people do the same thing, like many details of Islamic law, human easily people can understand. They will be the same in British law, in the Muslim laws. But the problem is they are not connected with the Tawheed. So Surah Al-An'am comes to make this connection, that ahkam must be connected to oneness of Allah, that you don't obey anyone other than Allah. So for example, like if Quran wants to stop you from an evil, that this evil is very bad. To stop that, Quran can prescribe some punishment. This punishment will deter people from those things. But if you think really properly, you can find many other alternatives. So for example, if somebody steals Quranic ways, cut the hand. But I can find, I'm a clever man, I can find 10 other ways which can stop you from stealing. For example, I can say people who steal, kill them. So, simple matter. So this is such a harsh punishment, you will stop from stealing. It can work. Some people can say no. cut their legs so they can't move anywhere. Somebody can cut their tongue to do big humiliation or take out their eye. Some people put them in the prison forever. There are many. So they could 10, 20, 30 ways. But which one of them Allah wants? The one which Allah said. Not to many, the purpose is not only that you stop that crime. The purpose is you stop the crime the way Allah wants it to be stopped. That's what the people of Makkah Sharia, they don't understand. They think the purpose is to stop this crime. No. This will happen anyway. The purpose to stop the crime the way Allah wants, because He's more wise. Maybe your treatment, your cure, at a moment works, but you don't understand in the long term, it could have many bad effects. If you believe in it, it should be the way Allah wants. So that is Surah Al-An'am. It should be not otherwise. If this is the way, then Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala should not reveal the details. He should say, you don't need details. You work out. Just make sure you do justice. Tell me, isn't like that? That's what people of Makkah Sharia are doing anyway. They think, the 5, 6 things on this and that, justice. The Quran should have just one verse. No, justice is the way Allah wants. Not the justice. So there could be 10, 20 ways to justice. And all of them you can make a nice argument. But among the 10, 20, Islamic will be only the one which Allah has mentioned. Other 9 are not Islamic. That was Surah Al-An'am. Surah Al-An'am is to connect all the ahkam with the oneness of Allah. No shirk, nothing. Okay, we're now talking for the Asr prayer, breaker. But if you have any question, please ask.
Sisters have any questions? You pass the mic down, please.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. I'm not sure if you will cover this later. If yes, you can skip my question. I'm just wondering, how do we reach the central theme in every surah? Do we look at the majority of the topics? Do we look at how they're aggregated? What does he say about this?
Yeah, no, this actually himself said very difficult, and I'm going to read that part. It is really difficult. He wants to say the central theme is not necessarily the most striking point of the surah. Not necessarily. Central theme, basically, that theme which connects all the points together. It's not necessarily most striking. For example, in Surah An-Nur, what is the most striking verse? Ayatul Nur. Allah Nuru Samawati wal Ard. Ayatul Nur in Surah An-Nur, not Amud. It is not even, some minor point. It's actually explanation of a minor point. So Ayatul Nur, basically nothing central, not Amud, not even minor point. It is a explanation of a minor point. That's what Ayatul Nur is. The main point of Surah An-Nur is something else. The main point is that the society should be based on the fairness and properly. The people are decency. People should be decent in the society. It's basically expression of Surah Mu'minun. So that's why the commands for the zina and for the women, and people don't accuse anybody of adultery and all those things. So people should be decent in society and fairness to everybody. Then the Quran wants to making the point that people who don't follow this path and they want to do shirk and kufr, they can do, but you can see the clear difference between the society that Quran wants to produce is a society full of the light. When everybody has respect, human men and women respect, and anybody accuse anybody, they are the one who will be punished. So people live in a nice society. And kufr and shirk, the darkness. And then Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala mentioned the point, example for the darkness. So you see, side point is that, what Allah teaches has a light, good for the people. What kufr teaches, darkness. Then example of the light and example of the darkness comes. So Munafarah is saying that, don't look what is central point, what is the more striking point. That's not a real thing. Real thing is what is the point which connects all the things together. Sometimes also what happens is, you have got many good points, and very bright points. They are not necessarily amud. Because sometimes details have also, like you can say, like when you're training from a place to other places, there could be milestones, big marks. But those big marks are not necessarily central for their journey. So some surahs have got many alam, big major points. But these major points, they are not amud necessarily. So one has to be very careful. Not necessarily the details, they are important. What connects all those points together? That you need to understand. In Surah Al-Baqarah, there can be many points. One point could be that this surah, but Ibrahim Isaa's dua and all those things. But there are many other things as well. So what connects all the points together? So Mawla Farai, basically made effort to find that this is a surah of Iman bil Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And that's what connects really. All of it connected to that real Iman. So Jews are mu'min, they say they are believers, but they don't believe in the Prophet of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Munafiqeen, they also believe in many things, but they are doubtful about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So Iman is not there. The Quran keeps mentioning that. Is it clear?
Sorry, Sheikh. Did Maulana Farahi expect an average Muslim to understand Quran using this methodology, or was he expecting this kind of approach from scholarly community and Tullab al-Ilm?
Certainly, the ulama can do. That's why he's saying it. The ulama, the teachers, if they understand that they teach the right thing, but if they themselves don't understand, what will happen? Somebody sent to me just last night, before I was sleeping. One of my students sent somebody was teaching, and he said, I'm very much impressed by this person. So what this person is teaching is that we are Bani Israel. He said, I'm very much Israel. So what is that's why Mawla Farai wants people, ulama, to be understanding. If they understand, they teach right thing. What his point is, he says Quran is saying Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim, the path of those people on whom you done iman, favor. So Quran has come for the people on whom Allah has favor. And the Quran mentions Surah Al-Baqarah that Ya Bani Israel, O Bani Israel, inni an'amtu alaykum, I did favor upon you. You see, we are mun'am alayhim, so we are the Bani Israel. Very nice argument to make like that. That somebody said that I got a camel which has 2 legs, 4 legs, and my donkey also has 4 legs. It means my camel is a donkey. This is how this argument is, and you are so much impressed by this argument. This is stupid thing. And somebody said like that, I eat, and my donkey also eat. So I'm donkey because I also eat. What this argument is? Munam alayhim is a category. Jews used to be munam alayhim. Now other people. Same Quran also mentioned that Bani Israel have been cursed. So just read like that. And you're so much impressed by this person. So you consider it. These are stupid people coming in now, and they people become impressed. People have no idea exactly how this world is. In India, if you're the most stupid person and you want to be leader, still you can get followers. There are people who walk naked in the street, and they are priests, and 10, 20 people follow them. They have followers. It's easy to get followers because most people don't think it, don't understand it. So that Mawla Farai is trying to say that make effort. Ulama should be there. So not everybody will get, but when they clear, I think many people will. Most people, though they are not ulama, but when you explain to them, they understand. That's what many ulama feel. Many ulama think that how can they know? No, they don't know what you know. But when you explain to them, they will understand. Like I'm not a doctor, but if I have an illness, I go to doctor and he explains in my language easier. I can understand some point, maybe not deeper. Understand. Same thing. Quran and have been revealed to human language. So maybe certain points ulama can understand deeply, but they put nicely. You understand. It's like for example, when I do tafsir in Cambridge, not everybody who come to my class they are ulama, but when I explain them in detail, many people understand. What's going on. So that ulama need to understand first. So no doubt these points ulama can work, but when they learn, they can explain to other people. But when ulama don't do this thing, then this person will come and will make all us Bani Israel. And the person who said to me, I'm very much impressed by the argument. I was thinking really people don't know really what argument is.
Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh. Could you give us a bit of a background on the names of the surahs? Because from what Farahi's theory shows is the name of the surah can be misleading to what the actual content is, because like in Surah Nur and Baqarah and so on.
Oh, that we have discussed so many times. Because names in Arabic language is not necessarily to describe you, it is to identify you. So for example, when I say so and so, his name is Khalid, it does not mean he's going to live forever. It is just identified. Did you know that this is the person? So sometimes Surah Al-Baqarah, because this surah it's very clear to identify which surah I mean. Al Imran, Surah Al-Nisa, people. It is just like you name London as London. There's nothing, because you don't say that, because L means this or O means this. No, that's just a name. The names are mentioned, identity. So you know what we're talking about there. Sometimes names are to describe the person. Like Surah Al-Ikhlas. The Surah Al-Ikhlas actually is a name about the content. That's fine. Sometimes name can be like that. The Surah Al-Ikhlas basically, that of the Surah is Ikhlas. But very rarely, most of the time, the people's name is just to separate them, distinguish them from the rest of other people. Is it clear? Yeah, the Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah Al-Imran, all distinct, just names.
Assalamu alaikum. So the amud of Asura, can people, so this is the opinion of Mullah Farahi, but can people come up with their own amud?
Yeah, the thing is, what Mullah Farahi is doing is, it's just human effort. It's not revelation. It's very possible somebody more clever than Mullah Farahi or similar clever, he can become from him. It's all the time keep happening. But people have to, but you can't be so different because it is Quran. You can see it. You can't be contradicting each other. So you can't bring something very, very much different. But yeah, maybe something similar. You can make another point. Very good possible.
Sheikh, there's an online question. What role do the huruf al-muqatta'at play in the nizam of the Quran?
No, huruf al-muqatta'at, according to Mullah Farahi, they have meaning. So they are not, it's not that they don't have meaning. It could be that because many, Mullah Farahi's way basically is that many parts of the Quran people don't know because they don't make effort. Just in other words, we have only lost muqatta'at, we lost many, many parts of the Quran. So we don't make effort. To him actually, that means he has made effort. This is actually what he makes very clear. You know what many people teach? They teach when you read the Quran, you get for every letter 10 rewards. And the Prophet said, Alif Lam Mim is not one word, Alif Lam Mim is 3 letters. For Alif you get 10, and Lam, and the Prophet gets the example of those letters which nobody knows meaning. It makes very clear, you get 10 rewards even if you don't understand. They don't understand when the Prophet said Alif Lam Mim, he understands. He's not giving example of something which is a secret or mystery. He knows what Alif Lam Mim means. The companions know, other Arabs would say this Quran is a revealed language which we don't know. In our language, we don't say Alif Lam Mim. We don't say Alif Lam Ra, but they never question this thing. The meaning was known to them, but no doubt now many people have problems because they don't understand our Arabic language. If you see Arab people's poetry, you can see sometimes they use these words. Lam or this, or sometimes they just, they're modified, there are many examples. So they have purpose. And Mullah Farahi, his own explanation, it's not very convincing. But he, for example, Surah Al-Qalam. Surah Al-Qalam starts, Noon wal Qalam. And Noon means in Arabic fish. In that surah, the prophet of fish means Yunus has been mentioned. So in relation is there. So you can see some. So Mullah Farahi has made effort to find some of it. So he said in the past, people used to write the letters in the shape of an object. Chinese like that. So Arab people, when they started, they used to write like a to. This is also his example. The ta used to be written like a snake. Now to more refined one, like a snake. All the surahs which have got ta, si, mi, ha, in all those surahs where the snake of Musa has been mentioned. In all those surahs. So you have, if you look at deeply, you can see really that these letters they stand for something, and Arab people knew, but later on people did not think properly. So they more of right thinking is Alif basically used to be written like a head of cow. Alif alone, Alif this combination anyway. So he think it is representing the Baqarah mentioned in this. So some of time these letters are like a summary of what happened in the surah. So many of the details we know. This is a very good point. The ta, sin, mi, all those surahs where snake has been mentioned. And some people have done more research. I'm not aware of that. But it's not that they don't have meaning. They have meaning. Yeah, so maybe the other combination has meaning. He just want to mention one combination. It could be more than one thing.
Jazakumullah khair. We're going to have to stop it there for a short break. Faster, inshallah. We'll return at 3:10. Jazakumullah.